It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Mallee Netball, of course, last weekend off, like all netball competitions other than Great Flinders on the West Coast. But they'll have a couple of games this weekend at least. Anyway, let's talk to Nicole McMahon, who was well rested after a week off. How are you, Nicole?
I'm feeling good, thanks, Jason. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. In lieu of having a look at last week's matches, because there were none, why don't we check out the ladder situation with 4 games to go in what's going to be a fairly tight competition in terms of the double charts, I think. So we'll start with the A grade, and on top, BDT, 9 wins, 2 losses, along with Pinaroo, 9 wins, 2 losses. Lameroo, best percentage in the comp. They're a game back, though. 8 wins, 3 losses. Karoonda Districts, 5 and 6. Those 4 teams will absolutely play finals. That is now mathematically confirmed on the back of the news, which we're going to give you shortly. Pekin Districts, 1 win, 1 draw for 3 premiership points. And Murrayville, just the 1 point for the draw. And the draw was, of course, a game that never actually happened, Nicole.
That's right, and as we'll get to, it won't happen this round either. No, it's an interesting finish to the season to have the top 4 already set. I can't think if we've had that happen for the last few years. So it kind of, I guess, gives a bit of comfort to those top 4 teams, but I think there could still be some more. I hope there'll still be some movement with those top 2 teams. As you said, Lameroo just 1 win behind. Percentage, though, is about 5% higher, though, than those top 2 sides. And they have only lost those top 2 sides by a couple of goals, so it's sure to be an absolute sprint to the finish. But, yeah, a cruisy end to the season, I guess, those top 4. But, yeah, disappointing for Marvel and Peak to not really have their noses in it. And as we'll get to, they won't get to have a hit out this round either. No,
that's true. It will have some impact in a couple of the other grades, and I thought we'd have a look at the other ladders as well. So we'll go to A Reserves, where your Lameroo girls are on top, 10 wins, 1 loss. BDT, 9 wins, 2 losses, and this is where it gets a little complicated for the A Resies girls. So Pekin Districts, 5 wins and a draw. They're on 11 points. So they're in 3rd spot on the ladder at the moment. Pinaroo, 5 wins, 6 losses. And then Murrayville just outside the top 4 at the moment. They're on 7 premiership points and 3 wins and the draw. Of course, Karoonda haven't had a win at all. So everyone's still in play here. Pekin Districts and Murrayville, and that lost fixture where they'll split the points this weekend could be very interesting in the end result of what happens.
Oh, absolutely. I think, we look at the A grade ladder and, doesn't affect us. But, you look at the A reserves and it's probably a crucial 2 points that Marvel would have wanted to get for the A reserves to be able to make that top 4. But then, hey, it's hard to say. They could be happy just with the 1 point. And it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Well, that's true, and it's even more interesting in the B grade where Peak and Murrayville are actually fighting it out for the double chance along with Lameroo. So if we have a look at that ladder, BDT on top, 9 wins, 2 losses. Pekin Districts are second on the ladder at the moment on 15 points, 7 wins and a draw. Murrayville, 6 wins and a draw on 13 points. And Lameroo, 6 wins, 5 losses on 12 points. So with Karoonda outside, they won't make it. They're on 6 points. Pinaroo are mathematically eliminated already. They're on the 2 points. So in the B grade, for the B grade girls, the splitting of those points again is going to make it interesting again.
Yeah, and it might even mean Lameroo sitting at number 4 that they're in with a chance to sneak into that top 2. Levels the playing field a bit there with Peak and Marvel both getting 1 point and sitting second and third. So, yeah, most definitely keeps things interesting.
Yep, certainly does. So that's a look at the ladders and where things sit right now. So that gives you some sort of an idea of how important these A-grade games are going to be, the 2 that will be played. So just to clarify again, Pekin Districts, Murrayville, not going to be played. Obviously, Victoria locked down, so Murrayville can't cross the border.
That's correct. Apparently they can cross the border, but they're not allowed to leave their home. So unless they can bring their home with them, so if anyone's going to transport a house, I don't know.
Yeah.
No. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like they will be playing. I have recently seen, though, the football, A-grade football will be being played, but that is the only game that will be taking place, obviously with a few players from Marvel based in Adelaide, they've been able to field a team. So that's
Really?
the only game that will be going ahead for the Marvel Peak clash.
Interesting. Okay, well, there you go. We move on to the games that will be played, and they are a couple of important ones. First of all, at Lameroo, your girls will take on Karoonda Districts. Now, we know Karoonda had an upset win the week before, and that was a very good win over Pinaroo. So you'll have to be on your toes against these Karoonda girls.
Yeah, we're very excited. They've had a few good matches lately. It was actually BDT that they won against by 11, and they lost to Pinaroo only by 1. So it was a very tight game. So good things coming from Karoonda lately, but Lameroo have been on a roll too, and I think we're just starting to hit our stride. It has been about 10 goals the last 2 games Karoonda and Lameroo have met, so I'm hoping we can expand that margin, but I don't think we'll be so lucky. Karoonda have picked up Millie Hocking, who seems to be doing good things in their defence line. So Lameroo also a few players short, thanks to someone going to a particular service station at a particular time, which means in isolation. But luckily, we still got some depth in our side, and the A reserves are kind enough to lend us a few players. So we'll see how we go. But no, sure to be a really good hit out at Lameroo, between Lameroo and Karoonda. But of course, I will pick Lameroo, and I'll hope for a margin of at least 10 goals.
All right. Well, if you do happen to get up, barring a draw, you'll be in the top 2 by Saturday night, because Pinaroo take on BDT. You would think someone's going to lose. The loser will be back in 3rd spot should Lameroo win. Wow, it's an important game between those two.
Oh, it's a bit exciting when you say it like that. I hadn't realised that.
Who wins?
Who wins? Oh, I don't want to pick this one. It's one each. So Pinaroo won the first hit out by just 3 goals, and then BDT won the next one by 4. Both teams scraping the barrel for players. Pinaroo have now got Steph L out, with good news though, due to a new soon-to-be Superoo junior. Yep. So Steph is a great leader in their side as well, so I think she really will be missed. It will allow for some juniors to be promoted. I believe Sophie Sharrod will be making an appearance. But Pinaroo, they do have a really strong goal line-up with Taylor Dabnett and Bette Jolke. Similar with BDT too, though, they've got some good depth. Emily Richardson, Tara Vanderleer, who's back from semi-retirement. Oh, so I really don't want to pick this one. I'll toss a coin. I'll say BDT by 1 goal.
All right. Well, if that happens, that's enough. Should you win, to see you into the top 2, but there's still a few weeks to go. So it's going to be an exciting finish, I think, for Mallee Netball, Nicole.
It most definitely is. Watch this space.
All right. Looking forward to seeing the results. Good luck to you and to everyone having a game in Mallee Netball this weekend. We'll catch up with you next week to see how you went.
Thanks, Jason. Cheers.